and it is very momentous. Your two not-so-young sons decided to write you a little song. Okay? Now, I was going to say it's a little song, but actually, you're old. You're 80 years old. There's a lot of content here. It's a slightly longer song than we wanted, but I think we're going to get through it.
It's more like a ballad.
The bell. Brother James, do you have anything to add before we start?
Well, apparently it's 7 pages long, and Wendell said, shouldn't it be 8? One for every decade?
Can't do it. It's a little song called Ode to Little Winnie J. Barney's Rubble Hillbilly.
You ready, Mr. Chair?
I'm ready, Mr. James.
80 years young and still in the mix. Come a long way from the prairie sticks. From the Manitoba farmland to the shores of Goodnish. Little Winnie J leaves a mark that's hard to miss. It began in England with Jim and Bessie Bell. 1940 was the year when he arrived, all do tell. With 4 older siblings leading the way. Mildred had Betty and a special East Stanley. That was a pretty good rhyme, Farm life helped Winnie to become handy. Cleaning barns, milking cows with his dog Sandy. Little Winnie started school in 1946 at Lockerbie School with the other country hicks.
Now, we usually have a little talk here because we're turning pages and James and I need to work through this. Did that sound okay, the first little bit? Okay, we're going to keep going here. Let's keep going.
6 more pages to go. Bear with us, folks. 2 miles from the school didn't bother him. Riding on the buggy with a horse called Slim. From the Climax, the Zimmers, and the family Kowalski, and other Jackson cousins, life was always lively. The 50s found Winnie J still on the farm, renowned for the dances in his big party barn. His interest in Soch may well have taken root, watching shenanigans, everyone having a hoot. That's not a bad verse.
That was not bad either.
Good. Now we're getting serious. Uh-oh. Losing his dad in 55 threw Winnie for a loop. Had to move to the city with Bessie Bell and Betty Boop. Bessie and her young uns sailing through their new home at 940 Fleet, a mini pleasure dome.
Now here's something for you, James. The beautiful name Bessie Bell. You had a daughter, Danielle. She could have been Danielle Bessie Bell. Megan could have been Megan Bessie Bell. Why didn't that happen?
We got James Benjamin Jackson. I mean,
That's
James.
true.
Danielle Bell.
I just
Bell
thought
would've been
Bessie
nice.
Bell. Or Betty Boop even. Danielle Betty Boop. We better carry on.
This is the hard one to sing. Can you do it, Chair?
We can do it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Schooling continued at Laura Secord, Earl Grey. On to Kelvin High, but learning happens other ways. Joined the cadets at Camp Borden. He's a drill sergeant, barking orders, fighting youth boredom. In 1957, little Winnie met Sue. In a few short years came the big I do. By 1963, there was Jamie and Jer. Moved to Pembina Highway, living on student fare. In 1965 starts the family journey. Chasing academic dreams, they moved to Missouri. Winnie used to escape his family chores playing cards with his Claremont neighbors.
We got you researched. You do know that. Are you hearing the research, Winnie?
You've been talking to speak.
I've been talking to some people.
We've been digging up the dirt.
With his PhD completed when he got the itch, put the family in the Beetle and moved without a hitch. Headed north to a new family dig. U of Guelph was his first teaching gig. 2 years later he was on the go, off to Maxwell Crescent in London, Ontario. Then the 2-year bug hit Winnie once again. It was off to St. FX in the Little Vatican. And he gished, that is, you know, church spires, salmon pools. As a St. FX prof, he had finally found his home. In the social department, he was in the zone. At the nursing department, campus stats too. Research methods was what he liked to do. I just find it's rolling tonight. Really rolling. It's rolling.
Good thing Maggie's getting this on tape.
Oh, it's good. It's a good one to capture. Here we go.
13 Hillcrest was the family home. So many great memories, the kids were free to roam. James and his bands, Jer and his hoops, Sue at CFX, Winnie squash and fishing pursuits. Now, that one is a hard with the that was a tough one to get through. We got through it. Winnie's squash and fishing pursuits. We got it. Not bad. The Jacksons thrived in Little Gulnish. So many lifelong friends, more than any could wish. From the Johnsons, Lance, O'Donnell, Seymours, all told Langley, Jim and Gary, and the horse. And don't forget the O'Briens. Don't forget Hugh and Doris, the Barrages, and the Hunters too. Oh, and let's not forget Winnie's poker friends, Gillis, Gary Hatch, Mo and Hans, Doc, Jack the Cat. And that's not all, there was Captain Dan before and after his funeral. That was before and after his funeral. Now I had to ask my brother a question. I'm putting him on the spot. I was told recently that he bought a brand new guitar, but he chose not to bring it tonight. But in order to buy the guitar, he had to sell a house. He buys a brand new car. And what's he do? Kathleen, he buys, sells a house.
It's a midlife crisis.
I think so. Now,
Page 6.
getting close. Getting close.
By the late 70s, Sue and Rin grew apart, making way for Barney's River and Marlies, who stole his heart. House, renos, tennis courts, gardening and such, hanging out on the veranda, loving it very much. The 80s must have seemed like a blur, blending the families, the Brady Bunch for sure. Steph, Pete, James, and Jer were all over the map, getting through their schooling, traveling, and all that. And we won't discuss what all that all was.
There was lots of that.
There's lots of that in this too.
Well, the 90s became a significant decade when the boys, less Steph, began the family way. James and Kathleen started with Danielle and Ben. Jared, Paula followed with little Megan.
Now,
Jackson, that is.
we are on to the last page of this wonderful song. And we got through it with barely a hitch. Not bad.
Pete and Jill came a little bit later, but along came Luca. The excitement couldn't have been greater. Steph is still the delicate blur, hanging in BC, chasing life ever after.
Oh, that was scruffy.
That was a bit
scruffy.
rough. We're running out of gas.
We're running out of gas.
Bring it home. The last two are going to be great.
Yeah.
Wait.
The rubble was home for near 40 years. So many gatherings with so much good cheer. River swims, tennis, and Easter egg hunt fun. Dinners on the veranda and a wedding reception.
Jackson's that is.
For many winters now in Florida Winnie's found. Hikes and bikes and pickleball in warmer climes abound. But today we raise our glasses and give a cheer. Love and best wishes for today and many a year. Oh, let's do that one. Oh, love and best wishes for today and many a year.
There we go.
Like, don't leave out the best, most important line.
Here we go.
Everybody can sing this verse. You remember it from the first verse?
Probably
Remember
not.
it? You probably
We'll do it one if you're done.
Okay.
80 years young and still in the mix. Come a long way from the prairie sticks. From the Manitoba farmland to shores of Gonish. Little Winnie J leaves a mark hard to
Let's
miss.
do that verse one more time. Don't you think? Because I think they all know it now.
80 years young and still in the mix. Come a long way from the prairie sticks. From the Manitoba farmland to the shores of Gonish. Little Winnie J leaves a mark hard to miss. Little Winnie J leaves a mark hard to miss.
Good job.
Well done.
You didn't even stumble that much.
Jackson Brothers.
And here's the